Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling evening. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1845, Ancestry ThruLines, are what we're going to be talking about this evening. If you don't know me, my name is Helen Brahms. I'm the CEO of Before the Dirt Nap LLC, and we help you live your best life now. And one of those ways is helping you connect your present with your past and make plans. Because, hang on, not make plans. Help you inform your future generations what you guys got up to today, because we are the ancestors of our future generations. We broadcast live daily at 6 p.m. Pacific. There are a few days we tweak it a little bit, but we let you know in advance if we can. So tonight we're going to talk Ancestry ThruLines. Now, this is something that Ancestry has with their DNA matches that I have not used. I have heard about them. I haven't really gone and played with them, but now that I'm actually working in my DNA matches right now for my own personal family tree, I figured let's go have a look at these through lines and see what they're all about. So first of all, number one thing that you need for with your DNA matches is, first of all, you have to take an ancestry DNA test for that. First of all. Second of all, you have to have a tree, a searchable, either public or private tree that is searchable, loaded up into Ancestry. That is at minimum 3, maybe 4 generations deep. So you're talking great-grandparents, second great-grandparents, in order for this to work the best. And then you need to attach your matches to that tree. And they help you do this all within the Ancestry DNA section. They help you, do you want to link a tree to your ancestors, to your DNA results? You go, yes. You point out which tree it is. I have several in my thing, but that's another story. And then the other thing that for it to work is that other people who have DNA matches with you also have a tree linked, either private or public, and it's searchable. And what it does is that it goes through their tree, it goes through your tree and goes, oh, we have these matches. And they happen to go through these grandparents. Now, it could be your second great-grandparent and their fourth great-grandparent. Or it could be that both of you have the same fourth great-grandparent. So it looks for all of these matches through the searchable trees and things. And then when you go and you click on their profile, it will show you have these grandparents in common according to their tree and your tree information. Now, if you have a look at the through lines, they actually will fill in the gaps, but they take what you have in your tree, which is all there in black and white, basically. Literally, it's in black and white. Black boxes, black typing on white background, black and white. And then they take the other tree, and if there is information filled in on the other tree that is not on your tree, it shows up as green. And that shows you that they have information on their tree, which is not in your tree, but that helps build that gap. But they also get very wise. They put their evaluate on the boxes. In other words, don't take this to be gospel. You still have to verify everything. And that's one thing that a lot of people seem to miss out when they're on Ancestry. They go, oh, it's showing this. Clickety, 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 clicking. Oh, yes, that's that person. Clickety, clickety. Yeah, no. I learned the hard way very early on, many years ago. I've been with Ancestry basically since the day they went online, which was like 20-something years ago. I mean, even if you go to my profile, I'm going to see if it show me on my profile. If you go to my profile, it states here on my profile, I'm waiting for it to come up, that I joined 24 plus years ago. Well, it says plus 24 years. So that was 2000. And that was when I started paying my subscription. I'd actually signed up with them prior to that, when I had the free subscription, when they offered free subscription. Then I realized that there was information that I needed that I couldn't get until I paid my subscription. So I have been paying a subscription with Ancestry for 24 plus years. So I've gotten to see all the comings and goings, all the changes and everything else. So this through lines, I thought, well, this is kind of exciting, because now it's showing me, like when I come across names, I'm sort of like, it goes, do you recognize this name? And if you say yes, it then takes you to another screen where you can turn around and say, this is maternal side, paternal side, or both. There are some cases where you will have a DNA match that is on both sides of your family tree. Yes, it has been known to happen. And then you put in there what the relationship is with this particular person. And then it shows up in your DNA matches that this one's on the maternal side, they're a fourth cousin, they're a third cousin once removed, they're a second cousin once removed, whatever. It shows you their relationship. And then you can actually link it to your tree. So you actually have them in your family tree, and you can go link to tree. And when you go link to tree, it then comes up with who in your tree do you want to link this person to, and you can link that person to their profile within your tree. And then it shows a little DNA symbol, like the little chain of DNA, the little twisted sign of DNA. It shows that on their profile. So when you're looking through your family tree, and if you're looking at the tree as a whole, well, I can't look at my tree as a whole. There's a lot of people in it. But when you're looking at a portion of the tree, you'll see that little symbol to say, oh, I have a DNA match with that person. And so it helps you track things that way as well, which is kind of fun and kind of exciting. Now, I'm delving more into the DNA side of DNA matching side, and I actually have 3 DNA tests that I did. I did the Ancestry DNA. I've done 23andMe. 23andMe was the first one I did. And I've also done family tree DNA. Ancestry was actually the last of the 3 that I did. I wanted to get bases on the other ones first. So I did 23andMe. They happened to have a sale on. I thought, I'm going to do that one. Then a few weeks later, I did, when I got the results for that one, I then went and did family tree DNA. And then when I got the results for that one, I then went and did Ancestry DNA. And it happened to be that when I went to do them, they all were all on sale, which was kind of nice. And they've all got different things. Yes, the ethnicity on them are pretty much the same across the board. There are some slight variations, but then it depends on their testing and that sort of stuff. 23andMe is the only one that is FDA approved to look at the genetics for for possible health concerns. And they say we are not diagnosing you with this disease, this trait, whatever. Talk to your doctor. They're basically telling you, go talk to your doctor. 23 and in family tree DNA, they test the Y chromosome, they test the mitochondrial chromosome, and they also test the X chromosome. There's a lot of chromosomes in there. And Ancestry is starting to branch into other areas with the DNA that's more than just your ethnicity. They're also starting to get into traits. And 23andMe is already doing the traits. Family tree DNA, you go in there and you can actually join groups based on your DNA testing and things. Like I have a huge portion of my family that come from Cornwall in England. Cromwell. I remember there's Cornwall in England and Cromwell in New Zealand, and sometimes I get them mixed up. So because I'm Cornish. So I've got a big thing from there. And to get into the group, I had to tell them basically my family history. They said, and the way they had worded it, it was like, how far back do you go with your thing? So I was saying, well, I've got a 10th great grandparent here, and they says, no, we need it a little closer. And I went, oh, okay, well, this and so I rattled it off, and then I put, they all immigrated to New Zealand, and they says, oh, you're in New Zealand, you're in. So I was like, well, if you told me that in the first place, they says, yeah, the website did not program the question correctly. So but I'm into this Cornish group, and what is interesting is that there's a lot of people in this Cornish group that are very active, but none of them happen to be researching any of my family names, which is kind of interesting because there's a whole slew of some of these names that I descend from that are in that grew up in that were in that area for a lot of years and a lot of generations, and nobody else seems to be researching those names. And I'm just like, well, I'm here and I'm researching these names. Crickets. Absolutely nothing. Nobody. And everybody's coming in, oh, I got this person, I got that person, I got that. And they're getting like all these responses. And I'm like, I'm researching this name. Crickets. But that's okay. So with the through lines, back to the throat. Get back on track. Hang on. I need some water. So with the through lines, you don't take them for gospel. You have to do the research to go with them to verify that the information is correct. Yeah, and basically what it's doing is that this person has constructed their tree back to this point. You've constructed your tree to a certain point. They're now saying, okay, well, you've got this person and this person in common. And it could be like, for example, the one with my third cousin twice removed. We have my fourth great grandparents is our connecting point. Now, my fourth great grandparents had a son and that's the one I descend from. They also had a daughter, and that's where the third cousin twice removed descends from. So now we've got, so what the ThruLines did is that it matched up to a certain point and it goes, oh, well, hang on, here's this person with the DNA results. You only go down to here. We've got like a couple of generations in here that are missing, but this person has them in their tree. So we're going to put them here in the through line so you can see how the connection works. But we're also going to put evaluate on there because you need to evaluate the information to make sure it's correct. So the DNA, you know, there's no DNA testing for those people that were born in the 1800s, the 1900s and that sort of thing. It's only because of this person over here said, hey, you and I have a DNA match, and this is what I've discovered in my tree so far. And I'm like, well, this is what I've discovered in my tree so far. Do they have the proof to back up what they've got in their tree? And that's where the evaluation comes in, evaluating, you know, are they actually related to this particular, well, based on their tree, are they actually related at that point? So this is why I'm also having, trying to find DNA matches to other people as well. I'm trying to figure out where they fit into the tree. These people that I've been looking at for the last couple of weeks, do not have their DNA match linked to any tree. So I'm starting with a complete blank slate, and I'm building from where they are, the information that they have put in. I'm verifying their information first, and then I'm building it up to see where it links into my tree. So it's making it very interesting. So these through lines, I'm like, this is pretty cool. What else? And so I've spent the last 2 hours basically sitting there going, oh, here's all my through lines. And the really cool part is it's got parents. So it's got my mum and dad, 2 of them. Then it has my 4 grandparents. Then it has my 8 great-grandparents. And then it has my 16 second great-grandparents. And then it has most of my 32 third great-grandparents, because I don't have them all in place. But it does have them in green, those that I don't actually have in my tree. Because they're looking at these, they're comparing trees throughout. And they're going, well, hang on. Here's your third great grandfather, but you don't have who he got married to. But this is what we're seeing in other trees, that this is the person that they got married to. So they've got a green box that says, you need to check this one out because it's not in your tree. So we get past the 32. Hang on. What am I at to? 830. I have to remember this. They double. So 2 is parents, 4 is grandparents, 8 is great-grandparents, 16 is second great, 32 is third great, and then you go to 64, which is your fourth great-grandparents, and then you go to 128, which is your fifth great-grandparents, and that's as far as I go on my through lines. So yes, I do have a whole bunch of my fifth great-grandparents listed there, but there's also a lot of green in there as well. And so you can go through and you can check, and you can click on, and it goes, and when you click on it, it tells you how many DNA matches you have for that come through that particular through line. And so you can click on it, and then it spreads everything out below so you can see, and then you can click on different arrows and things. If it's not just a straight match thing, they may have like siblings that go out across the line, and this one might have 6, this one might have 3, this one might have 2, and you click on each downline, and then it shows you their downlines and through lines and things like that. So you can use. She is standing on her back legs with her front paws on the windowsill. There is something out there with her interest. What's out there, Zeph? Oh, obviously not interested now. We're back. Anyway, it's not often she puts her paws up there to look out the window. There you go. Good girl. So you can click on these parents, and you can go down and you can see, and again, the black ones are all yours. The ones written in black, if they're in green, they are suggested that this could be the person that fits in your tree. So when you're looking at these through lines, do not take them to be gospel. Just because somebody has them in your tree does not mean it's the right person. And I have had instances, and I know that in my own tree from years ago, where I was doing that little clicky thing. Oh, I found this person. Click, click, click. Yeah, no, I've got a huge mess in one particular area that I have to go back and clean up, but I can't find it. So now when I'm going back, I'm double checking my work, because I know that it's from like fourth great-grandparents back, that I know that there's big errors in my research where I've clicked and connected families that should not have been connected in there. So every time I get to like that third great-grandparent level, I'm starting to recheck my work on a lot of areas. It's going to take me a long time. I may never get it finished. I have over, what do I have? Don't even have any clue what's in my tree right now. There's 9,790 record. Oh, sorry, 9,024 people in my main tree. That doesn't include the other 50-something trees that I have, where I've done ones for clients and things. So just in my own personal tree, I have over 9,000 people in there, which results in, so 9,024 people, 9,790 records. So there's still a lot of work to do in that tree, and a lot of cleanup that has to be done as well. Plus I have a lot of micro trees, and that includes all the micro trees, those 9,026, where I've got trees that I have started that I've separated from the main tree because I know they connect into the main tree somehow. I just don't know how. Now, with Ancestry, you can start up as many trees as you want, but there is no way to actually take this tree and connect it with this tree. So that's why you do the micro trees inside, because you know that there's a relative in there somewhere that connects with that particular tree. So let's put this over here as a micro tree and build that up. And then when it connects, it makes it very easy to connect, because you just go in and you say, this person here needs to be merged with this person here. Trees connected. Or you could turn around and say, this person here needs to have a relationship added because they are the son of this particular person here. Boom, connected. And then you'll find that as you're going through where you've connected the tree, that there may be other places that that side pieces of that main trunk connect in as well. We've got places where, you've got second cousins who got married. You've got first cousins who got married. So you've now got to go and connect them as well into the tree and get rid of those duplicates. And there's times that you'll come up against duplicates, and they've made it very easy. Just go merge. And I know that there's a merge. I know there's one merge that I did, and I completely screwed it up because the wife is 10 years younger than her children. Yes, that's in the Wayback Machine. That's one of those ones I have to find again so I can go back and correct it. Learned a lot and got a lot wiser since then. Like I said, that was back in the early days. I was of the mind, it's online, it must be correct. Click, click. Yeah, no. You still got to do the research. It's like there's one, what is he? My fifth great-grandfather has got this woman that he was married to, but I can't find their marriage records anywhere. And another tree, and this is why I don't merge my tree with other people's trees as well. Same reason as the ThruLines, there could be errors in them. When you go in and have a look, because they just show you, here's the person you're looking at, here's their parents, here's their spouses, here's their children. But when you go and match the tree up, it brings in, these people are siblings. And there's 15 siblings, and you're like looking at it and going, there is no way that woman had that many children over 30 years. And it's sort of like, yeah, something's not right there. But you're already in the process of merging, so you just cancel out of it at that point. So that's why I don't go into those trees, why I don't match up my tree with other trees. I will go in and have a look for, like with the ThruLines, I will go in and use it as hints. Other ones, some of the trees for my, what was I talking about? Fifth great-grandfather, where I'm looking for his wife. I know the wife's name. I cannot find their marriage record. I have confirmed that this is the wife. I have found their children's birth records that state this is who the mother is. I cannot find and I've got their baptismal record, which their baptismal records also show the date that they were born on there. And the mother's maiden name is on there. So I have all of that backup. I have nothing to say they got married. And I'm like looking at this going, come on. Somebody on their tree put a year that they were married. And I'm like, I don't think so. Where did you get that from? So you can actually, some of them, you can actually click the tree name and go in and have a look at the tree, and you can see their sources. And none of them had sources for the marriage record. And I'm like, well, are you guys just making that up? I've put a placeholder in there, and in the description, I've put, this is a placeholder until I find the actual record. So I've made that note in there. So if anybody happens to click on that, mind you, my tree is private, so it doesn't matter anyway, but it's a note for myself that I still need to find the marriage record. And I have other notes that I can put in there and comments and things, because I do have a very select few of people that are able to get into my tree and have a look and make edits as well. But they have been very carefully screened. I know who they are. They are related to me, and we're on a mission to find certain people in that tree where we're working together. And every now and again, we'll go, hey, I found this, go check it out. So I've got another 2 pair of eyes in one particular branch of that tree that's also checking out the same records, going, do you think this is the same person? And we compare our research notes together to see, are we coming up with the same information? Are we finding the same information? Have we found other records that confirm that information that one of us has found? So it helps. There is a lot of research that goes into a tree. So these through lines are a great resource for giving you hints and tips for where you may want to go and look when it comes to researching your tree. So that's one. And so these, and I was sort of like, this is really cool because it gives me some things that I can now go and check up on. Gives me a place to go and look. Will it help me with those that have not got the links? It may do, because there is a little thing in the DNA matches that you can go and see, okay, you've got this, here's me, here's this other person, we've got a DNA match, we could be 5th to 8th cousins, we don't know because we haven't found the connection yet, but we may have some matches in common. So you click on the thing to see what matches do you have in common. And it could come up with some names that you've already connected with, that you know what the connection is. And you go, oh, they come in on that branch over there. Like my 3rd cousin twice removed. There's 2 people that I'm researching. One of them is half Italian. The other one is who have got the same, let's see. One of them, it is a 2nd great-grandparent. The other one, it is a 3rd great-grandparent. So they have this couple that's in common. And these 2 people that I've been looking for that don't have a DNA match, they have a DNA match with me, but they don't have a linked tree, also happen to appear on the shared DNA matches for my 3rd cousin twice removed. And that 3rd cousin twice removed, her and I have my 4th great-grandparents in common. So now we have to figure out, we've got this connection here for these 2 people there. So where does this person fit into our tree over here? So that's the mystery that we're trying to solve right now. So I'm looking at these through lines to see, can they give me a hint of where I can go to next? So I've taken that 4th great-grandparent and I've done the DNA through lines to see, is there any names popping up on those through lines that may be where these 2 people fit into the tree? So, you know, it may provide the answer. It may not provide the answer. It may give me some clues of where to go look next. It may not. But that's part of the fun of doing all this research and things. It's digging. It's digging. We're digging, finding things, finding great, coming up with some great stuff in there though. There's like all sorts of stuff coming up. But it's also too like that whole family there is based in the US. My 4th great-grandparents were in Ireland. So somewhere along the line, and then my 4th great-grandparents were born and raised in Ireland. They died in Ireland. Their kids were all born in Ireland. Their kids all, not all of their kids stayed in Ireland. There was a couple of them that left, because one of them, the 3rd cousin twice removed, is actually living here in the States. So somewhere in the line, actually the one that is the sibling of my 3rd great-grandfather is, she left Ireland to go to the States. So that's where that leg went to the States. These 2 that I'm trying to match up, the one that's half Italian and the other one that share a common grandparent lineage, that I'm trying to find where it fits into the tree, they are all based here in the States. So so I get a little more flexibility with records here in the States, because there's a lot of different records that are available in the States, and depending on what state they were born in as well, as to what records you can see online and what records you can't. And then you've got the newspaper. They bring in the newspapers. They bring in Fold 3. And Fold 3 is a military database website where you can actually go and look up by war, some of them by country. You won't find all of their military records on there for some countries, but some of them you might find 1 or 2 records on there. Here in the US, for some people, you can find their full jacket. It will put this person's, and there's one I did for a client. I found her great-grandfather's, no, hang on, 3rd great-grandfather, I think it was. I think it was the 3rd great-grandfather who had fought in the Civil War. I found his complete jacket from the Civil War. of all the records that they had from his Civil War thing. So I was able to download the whole thing as a PDF file and send it to her. So she was kind of excited to get that. So yes, there are some full jackets on there, and some of them it's not the full jacket. It's partial records that are there. But that's okay. It gives them something that they didn't have before, or something that they may have only had one record of, and now they've got the full story. So it's a lot of fun, I tell you. Oh. But anyway, we're off to go for our WALK. She knows when I say that I'm about to get off here. I was looking to see where she was, but she was laying down over there. Now she's right behind me. So we're going to go for our WALK. If you've got Ancestry and you're doing your DNA matches, go check out the ThruLines, because they may even show, especially if you come across a name that you don't know how it fits into your family tree, go do a ThruLine and see if you can pick it up that way. Especially if they've got a linked tree, you can go on and have a look that way as well and look at the ThruLine and see, oh, they come off over here, or, oh, they're in the same branch as I am, but off on a side shoot. So it could be, it could be like they're a second or third cousin and they come off that, you share that same great-grandparent and they're off over the side over there that you didn't know about, or something like that. You never know. I just found tonight when I was actually going through this, I found some cousins. So, oh, that's where you fit in. Got it. Like there's some names that I knew. I'm like, I know that name. Why do I know that name? I know this name. Where do they fit into the tree? And I don't have them in my tree. Like, where do you fit in the tree? And I've actually found them on ThruLines. I'm like, oh, that's where you fit in. Yes, I know exactly where you fit in now. So there's been some that I've done that with, and other ones I'm sort of like, oh, I'm going to go check that leg out because it's got a lot of green in it. So I need to go research that leg and see if it all matches. But you know that people are related by blood. DNA shows that you are related by blood. Genealogy shows you how you are related. And with that, I'm out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. And make sure you're here because Nicole will be here tomorrow night with us. So we'll catch you then with Nicole. What are we talking about tomorrow night? I have no idea. I've got to go find out. But anyway, we'll catch you guys back here 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Have a